But I'm gonna have to remove this coil. I didn't even realize what it was. That's got to come off. That's not gonna work. That looks awful. So we're gonna have to. Welcome back to the workbench, where we try to make things. What we're continuing to try to make today is Revell's 1956 Ford Thunderbird. And we're working on the motor, or the drivetrain assembly, I guess, the motor and transmission. And I've got just some few updates. It doesn't look like much, but it's actually quite a bit, just little things. Starting with, well, let's just start with the block itself. I have been doing research on this, and so the bell housing is motor color, at least all the pictures I can find. And I'm gonna try posting the pictures that I'm using as reference, or at least a couple, or a few of the pictures. I'm using tons of pictures as reference, but the ones, the main ones I'm using, I'll start putting up here in the corner. But everything I can find shows the transmission being aluminum, at least the I think it's a 5-speed, 4-speed. The standard transmission is aluminum, and the bell housing is red, or the motor color. And as far as I can tell, this is supposed to be, I think this is a standard transmission. I'm not for sure. I don't know. But that's what we're going to go with. We're just going to go with an aluminum color. So I'll need to paint that. But I haven't painted that yet because I started painting the little black details. Can you guys see this little black detail? I don't even know what this is, but it's supposed to be a semi-gloss black. I started painting those. Oh, and I want to mention, to paint these little bitty details, I got one of these things. I got this at the Hobby Lobby. So, ladies, if you couldn't resist before, you're really in trouble now. I wear this around the house all the time because my wife hates it. She absolutely hates it. But it is a godsend for painting these little bitty details. In fact, let me show you this. I just used it to paint the cap, the chrome cap on the breather. So the breather tube is red. Again, I'll post pictures. That's actually red if you're building along at home. In fact, if you do want to build along at home, there'll be a link down in the description for the model itself, and you can build along. But if you are building along at home, just to let you know, from everything I can find, the breather tube is red, or motor color, the Ford motor red, whatever color that is, and then the cap part is chrome. So using the little head magnifying glass, I don't even know what you call those things, really helped into doing this. But back to the motor itself, I was painting that black, and then I went to figure out other things I needed to paint the semi-gloss black. And that's when I realized that this is our coil. Okay, so this is our coil. I'm gonna use one of these to point with. This is the coil. I don't know about you, but I've never seen an oval coil before. I think this coil is supposed to be round, or a cylinder, not oval like this. So that's a problem. And then, of course, we've pointed out that this is the carburetor, which obviously looks nothing like a carburetor, looks nothing like the teapot carburetor that came on these, which is the Holley 4004V, to be very specific as to what came on these motors. That looks nothing like that. So I stopped. With painting the engine block. I didn't do the transmission. I stopped with doing the details because now I thought, it'd be easy enough just to pull the carburetor down, grind that off and put a new carburetor on, and I wouldn't have to repaint anything. But I'm gonna have to remove this coil. I didn't even realize what it was. That's got to come off. That's not gonna work. That looks awful. So I'm gonna have to grind that down, which means I'm probably gonna have to paint this whole assembly again, which of course means I'll have to repaint that. So I stopped, and that's what I'm gonna do this evening. I'm gonna just go ahead and get all these ground off, and then we'll put a new coil and new carburetor on it that looks more the part. It looks like how it should. I'll repaint the assembly, and then we'll start doing all the details, like this built-in oil filter here, which I think we'll go with. I'll leave that. I think that's going to be okay. And then at the same time, I can drill for the, the spark plugs, and, give it all a repaint. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. I did go ahead and paint. I want to point this out to you for the guys building along at home, or gals building along at home. The instructions call for the pulleys to be black. Everything I have seen, all the pictures I have seen, and illustrations and whatnot of the 1956 Ford Thunderbird motors. The pulleys are motor color. They're red. So the pulleys are red. Of course, the belts will be flat black, and then this guy here is going to be semi-gloss black. But they are red from everything I can find. Now, I was reading in some forums, and they made a really good point is when doing these things, because I'm trying to build this like it just came off the factory floor, like it's a, what do you call it? Is it a 10-point restoration or a 100-point restoration, whatever you call it, a to the T restoration, which means it's just like it came off the factory floor. And using Google Images can be a little deceiving because most of what you're getting is just guys who have rebuilt these cars and then, taking pictures of it. And that's not necessarily how they came off the factory floor, if that makes sense. So I would think that if, a lot of guys who are rebuilding these motors and blah, 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 they'd paint the pulleys black, put them back on. That's what I would have done. Probably, painted them black, and then you take a picture of it and, hey, here's my motor for my Thunderbird. But actually, from everything I can see from like original illustrations and what I think is more authentic, it appears that they're actually motor color or red. So anyway, so that's all painted up, but I need to finish painting the details. The fan and the little, I don't know, what do you call this? The little breather oil thing, whatever this little guy is. I think it's isn't that like an oil sump or something? Anyways, they appear to be aluminum and everything I can find. Now they came chrome, but they appear to me to be aluminum color, or at least, I don't know if they're actually aluminum, but aluminum in color. Let's just say that. So I went ahead and painted them aluminum, but the valve covers and air cleaner are chrome. And I ran the test. Let me pull these down here where hopefully you can see. I ran the test. In fact, let me bring it over now, and I can show you what I'm talking about. We did this test with Molotow chrome paint, and then my generic chrome paint pen from Hobby Lobby. And what I did, let me make sure I get this in the light so you can see. So what I did is we let this dry, and then I smudged them. First of all, the Molotow, or, I touched them with my thumbs, right? The Molotow really tarnished up. I don't know how well you can see it, but in person, it's real bad. The chrome pen, not so bad. Not so bad. And then I did the ultimate test. You probably can't see what do I have? I can use a paper. I used my shirt before, but I tried to polish it back. And what ultimately won for the pen, as you can see, the Molotow stuff doesn't, it's done. It's a done deal. Once you touch it, it's done. Forget it. Just throw it in the garbage. It's done. You're not getting, but the chrome pen, I don't know how well you can see it, actually kind of polished back up. So what that means is with these parts painted, and just so you know that this chrome paint floats pretty well. It looks pretty good, I think. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that. I should be able to very carefully. I have those lint-free gloves I use for collectibles and things. Yeah, I'm that guy. But anyways, yeah, I'll probably use those when I install these. But then they should, from the little test, limited little test we just ran there, they should polish back if I do get any smudges on them. So that's my hope when we go to install those on the motor. But anyways, that's where we're at right now with the Thunderbird. What I'll do before we come back next time, hopefully tomorrow we'll actually have an update on the Mustang. I just want to get the paint right. So that's being still worked on. But hopefully we'll have an update on that. But when we come back to the Thunderbird, I think I'm going to just buckle down and just get the full motor and transmission assembly done. So we can see how that's going to look. So yeah, and I think what that's going to entail is probably second coat of chrome, all the repaint we're doing here, and when I say done, I'm probably not going to have the coil. I don't think I might have a coil. It doesn't matter. It won't have a coil or a carburetor because obviously, unless I have one somewhere. I'm gonna dig through my boxes and see what I have. In fact, I'm gonna do that as soon as I turn this camera off. I'm gonna do that. But I'll try to have as much of it done as possible. Let's put it that way. When we come back to next time, when we get back together on the Thunderbird next time. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Yeah, let me know what you think. You think this is the right way to do this? I think we're going the right direction. If you know, obviously, if you know better, let me know. And if you know where I can get a teapot carburetor, please let me know. Or I guess I can just find something that'll work. I guess it'll look close enough. The teapot part of it, that accelerator pump part that sits up top, or all that sits up on top, is hidden up in the distributor anyway. So I could probably just use a carburetor and kind of shave it down. I just want the impression of at least having a carburetor on this. Anyways, let me know what you would do for that solution down in the comments. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed. Subscribe. I think there's a hype button now. I don't know. Let me know if there's a hype button down there. If there is one, hit it. I don't know. No idea what it does, but push it. Anyways, do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.